Marcus had been raising his daughter alone for months, thinking he had finally moved on from his past. But one rainy evening, while walking home, he saw a familiar face crouched on the cold street corner, his ex-wife, the mother of his child, begging for help. What happened next would not only shock him, but completely change the life of their little family forever. As we continue, please subscribe to the channel and tell us where you are listening. Your support means everything. Alone down the city streets, his leather briefcase in hand, the night wrapping around him like a heavy coat. His short cropped hair and neatly trimmed beard caught the occasional glint of streetlights. He felt the quiet weight of exhaustion and contemplation pressing on him, the bustling city around him feeling both alive and indifferent. Life had been hard, raising Leela alone, managing work, and facing heartbreak, and yet he kept moving, step by step, hoping for something better, something he couldn't yet name. At a darkened street corner, Elaine sat shivering on the cold pavement. Her petite frame seemed even smaller under the dim glow of the streetlights. Her natural curly hair was loosely tied, her clothing slightly disheveled, and she clutched a cardboard sign that read, "Anything helps. Thank you." Her eyes, hollow and pleading, met Marcus as he cautiously approached, partially shielding himself with his warm coat. Shock, empathy, and disbelief coursed through him. This was the woman he had known, the mother of his child, now vulnerable in a way he hadn't imagined. Marcus and Elaine sat across from each other at a small diner table. The cozy, warm lighting reflected softly off the rain-streaked windows. Elaine held a cup of tea, trembling slightly, while Marcus offered a gentle, compassionate gaze. Around them, muted diners moved quietly, unaware of the tension and tentative hope at this table. Conversation flowed, awkward at first, as they cautiously navigated apologies, memories, and attempts at understanding. Marcus' concern was reserved, careful, while Elaine's trust grew slowly, fragile but noticeable. A few days later, Marcus sat beside Elaine on a wooden bench outside a local community center. Children played in the background, their laughter mingling with the soft sunlight filtering through early spring foliage. Elaine, holding a small notebook, was improving in composure and confidence, wearing casual, neat clothing. Marcus watched thoughtfully, supportive but wary, as they spoke about progress, setbacks, and the tentative steps Elaine was taking to rebuild her life. Sincerity and tentative relief were written across her face, while Marcus' expression reflected tentative hope. Sunny afternoon, Leela ran eagerly across the park, her bright patterned top gleaming in the sunlight. Her curly hair and ponytails bounced as she ran into Elaine's waiting arms. Marcus observed from a short distance, a cautious pride softening his face. Elaine crouched to hug her daughter, tears of relief glistening in her eyes, while Lila's innocent joy was pure and unrestrained. Around them, children played, picnic blankets dotted the grass, and sunlight filtered through the trees, creating a vibrant, cinematic backdrop for this emotional reunion. In their modest apartment, Elaine sat on the couch, head bowed, hands clasped, worry etched across her face. The casual clothing she wore was neat but modest, reflecting her effort to rebuild herself. Marcus placed a supportive hand on her shoulder, his expression empathetic, calm, and patient. Around them, scattered papers represented bills and job applications, while the soft evening lighting filled the cozy apartment with warmth. In this moment, the struggle and vulnerability of life were tangible, yet there was a thread of resilience beginning to weave through their shared space. Evening, the three of them gathered at their small dining table. Marcus sat across from Elaine, who smiled with relief and hope, while Leela happily helped set the table with mismatched plates and bright napkins. Warm amber light bathed the modest apartment, reflecting softly on a simple home-cooked meal. Small details, the fridge covered with colorful drawings, The plain wooden furniture added to the sense of home. Marcus' expression was cautious contentment, Elaine's was relief and hope, and Lila's was joyful innocence. Conversation, laughter, and simple domesticity filled the room, emphasizing family bonding and the fragile yet growing sense of security. As the sun set in a wash of pink and orange, Marcus watched Lila and Elaine play together in the living room, their laughter filling the apartment. Eventually, he and Elaine sat quietly side by side on the couch, holding hands, gazing toward the city skyline through the window. Marcus' face was serene, contemplative, while Elaine's held gratitude and hope. The cozy interior, subtle details of bookshelves and framed family drawings, and soft ambient lighting created a cinematic atmosphere. For Marcus, Elaine, and Lila, the past remained a shadow, but the future felt open, theirs to shape with love, resilience, and renewed trust, a new beginning for a family still healing.